Peace, power, and protection, my beautiful, beautiful Scorpios. I wanted to touch base with you, lovely souls. I have been getting a whole lot of messages from people who have been very alarmed because apparently I have a lot of clones out there, a lot of people are trying to utilize my style of readings. I use music. I incorporate music. I'm a clairaudient reader. That is something that is a very unique gift to me. And that is the reason why I, started my YouTube channel, because Spirit felt I had something new to say. I had a new energy to bring to that platform. And I want you all to know that when you see like these little bots and clones and these, these false prophets or these fraudulent individuals start coming out, kind of trying to veggie back on somebody, or I should just call it piggyback, because it's literally, it's a very unethical way to enter into something, is to try to steal someone else's style and then convince the people that this is your gift. People know real recognizes real. And I just want to say that that is not integral to, take someone else's unique gift and then repackage it, rebrand it as if it's a gift you presented. I'm not saying that there can't be more than one clairaudient reader. I'm just saying that if you see that this is what someone brings to the table and this is what they do, then you need to find your unique gift and bring your unique gift to the platform, opposed to stealing someone else's style, because that's not how we real readers, we real empaths, we real channelers, we're not going to take something that someone else is doing and try to repackage it, rebrand it, and then and present it, because your spirit wouldn't allow you to do that. If you don't have anything to offer, then perhaps that is the time you should be utilizing to actually hone a skill, to master your craft. Perhaps that's not your lane if you got to come in and steal other people's styles. A lot of these readers, that's why you have to be very discerning and you have to know who you're listening to. Because number one, someone that's genuinely giving you some downloads, channeling some messages, you're going to see how what they say comes through in the reading. My messages, the way that it comes through is I channel first and foremost intuitively, and then 9 times out of 10, what I said before I even touched my cards, before the music even plays, you'll see those things come out in the reading, during the reading, and it just confirms what I said. So that is a sign that I'm tapping into something deeper. I'm tapping into something that is beyond even my own understanding sometimes. I'll be like, thank you, Spirit, because it comes from source. It's not me. I'm just the vessel being used to disseminate the information. So when you have people out here, that are just popping up out of the woodworks, starting YouTube channels, doing readings, you got to be mindful who you're listening to, because a lot of them are saying ish that we've been saying for years. They're not saying nothing new. They're not bringing nothing new to the platform. They're just reiterating, regurgitating stuff that they heard other readers say. These people sit around. I have over 300 videos on my channel, and these people will sit around and study you. I got a lot of little babies out here. That's why I said I'm the mother to their style. I got a lot of little babies. Even people whose platforms are larger than mine, they watch me. Trust, they watch me, because they literally will say things verbatim that I said that they weren't saying prior to. All you got to do is check the history. You can look at my readings. I started out doing readings this way, doing the music and connecting it to the messages that I channel intuitively, as well as the cards. I've been doing it this way. This is the way that I was ushered into tarot readings. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting. You have to be very discerning. You have to know who you're watching. Everyone is not meant to, to give you information. A lot of these people stealing styles and you're crediting them for something that they didn't do, because all they're doing is watching the older videos. Older people that are coming in now are probably watching videos that I uploaded 2-3 years ago, and they're saying things that I already said. That's why I said a lot of these people are reiterating and regurgitating information. So it's like, you have to use a discerning eye. I appreciate every single one of y'all that brought it to my attention, because I'm aware. One thing I do know is people are going to steal. People are going to steal, especially if they're not creative enough. If they really don't have nothing to offer, all they're going to do is steal. All they're going to do is they're going to take from people that are actually gifted, that are actually skilled. And the unfortunate part about it is when you have people whose platforms are larger and they're stealing. So it's like they're stealing because they done ran out of ideas. Their style isn't working for them. They're going to try to steal whatever little, group you got going, whatever you got going on your side. Now they want to eat off your plate because they're greedy. The greed is disgusted. So you got to be very, very mindful of who you listen to. We have more than just a diet of what we ingest. You also got to have a diet of what you watch, a diet of what you're listening to. And I don't even like the word diet. I say live it. So you have to have a live it of what you're listening to, what you're hearing, and also what you're ingesting. Because it's all food. Your food should sustain you. And so when you have people who are not really giving you no food and no nutrients, and they just feeding you snacks and sugary items, then that should be a sign that, okay, this may not be the reader for me. I want to big up Leonard, because he really made me laugh. I literally was drinking water when I was reading his comment, and he was like, he heard somebody doing the whole music thing that I do, and he said he felt like he was he was at church at a cult meeting, at the wrong cult meeting, and he said he dipped out of there with the quick fastness. And I appreciate that, because that just shows, like I said, real recognizes real. We are very intuitive beings. We should be at this point able to decipher real from fake. And there's a lot of frauds out here. There's a lot of false prophets. Look at the times we're in. So you don't want to be misled. You don't want to be following behind people, not even anyone you like. That's why I don't even like the term follow, subscribe. Those are all terms that pretty much are saying you're submitting to these people. But I just want you to be mindful, like I said, of what you're listening to. Your livets need to be very sustainable. It should sustain you. So if someone's giving you some information, it should be something that's going to feed your soul and your spirit. Not somebody just saying something that you done heard a gazillion times. That's a sign that this person is just stealing information and acting like they thought of it. You ain't saying nothing new. So why you're here? Why are you here on this platform? You know what I'm saying? This is not for play. This is not for just getting likes. This isn't, when you do tarot readings, that is a responsibility. And like I said, you got to be tapping into something more than just your own source of information. You have to be having a connection. You have to have a connection to spirit, to source, in order to disseminate that information, because that's where it's coming from. I'm not taking credit from spirit. If spirit is the one giving me the download, I'm going to give source the credit. That's why I said I channel messages. I'm a mere vessel. I'm a vessel for spirit to use me so that the messages can come through, period. I can't take that from spirit. But a lot of times when I'm doing a reading, I tell y'all about my nose, and my nose gets to tingling. You know what I'm saying? When those synchronicities occur, when I say something before the reading, before I touch the card, and then it all comes out during the card, I should probably start doing that. Show you the before and the after. Before I touch the cards and after I touch the cards. The synchronicities. And this is not ego. This is facts, beloved. I'm passionate about what I do because I know that I was chosen to do this. And I know that I really utilize, even to this day, I still hone my skill and master my craft. You're never as good as you can be. So you always have to sharpen your sword. Always. You always got to keep your sword sharp. So when I see these little newbies that just jumped on the tarot bandwagon, and they jumped on the tarot bandwagon watching people who've been here longer, and then they somehow, they grow their platforms larger than the people who they done stole from. And to me, that's blasphemous, but that just shows how lost people are. People are really lost because they can't even see through the illusion of trickery. That's technology. That's someone who literally, stole and then repackaged and rebranded it as if it's something they thought of. And people are sitting here like applauding it and loving it, and eating it up. Those are the ones that's going to get lost in translation, because they can't even recognize real. They can't even recognize people, anybody just coming in, after all this time, you just getting in the game, and then here you go. Now, I know for a fact people, have seen this repeatedly. Like, I've seen big platforms steal from smaller platforms, and not just my channel. I've seen bigger platforms. That's why I stopped watching other readers. I don't even watch other readers. That's why people are telling me this stuff. I'm not seeing it, because if I see it, I would address it and be like, oh, I'm the mother to your style. Thank me later. Send me a cash app. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's a lot of fraudulence. I don't even like people who do that, because it's just like there's no integrity there. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be, in a space where you're intuitive, where right from wrong. Like, you don't be misled down here. Don't be led down these dark roads. I lost my train of thought because someone just kind of drove by with all this music blasting, and I can't stand that. I'm out in nature, and I just pulled over. And, someone just kind of drove by with all this loud music. But anyway, I digress. So what I'm saying, I said all of that to say, I don't even watch, to be honest with you. I started off kind of tuning and tapping into the tarot readers, but then I noticed, I'm like, I don't want to start sounding like folks, because that's what happens when you listen to people all day, and you're just listening to their readings. You can start mimicking and sounding like them. So I don't want to sound like anyone. That's one thing about me. I don't like sounding like anyone. I don't like doing what everyone else does. I like to be very unique. I like to be very intentional with the way that I do things. And so I don't want to sound or look or appear as if I'm trying to be something that I am not. So I made it my business to not watch tarot. It's very rare that I'll watch a tarot reading. I will show love to people that I feel have a unique gift as well. Or if I feel someone has, say for instance, if I'm just scrolling through and something pops up in my feed and, the title resonates, then yeah, I'll click on it, see what has to be said, and then I'll turn it off. But I'm not going to sit there and just be listening to tarot readings all day, because that's how you start sounding like other people. People don't realize that. It's just like a musician. A musician that's a creative mind. You think Prince was sitting around listening to other artists all day long? No, he was too busy in that laboratory cooking things up himself. So you are going to start mimicking people, whether you're intentionally doing it or not, if you're listening to other people in your craft. That's why it's important to master your craft. That Eight of Pentacles energy, he ain't focused on nothing but what he's doing. And that's how I am. I focus on me. I focus on mastering my craft. I'm always focused on how I can improve, self-improvement. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I don't want to sound like nobody else. I don't care if X, Y, and Z works for this person. I'm going to do it, A, B, C. I'm going to do it the opposite, because I feel like, everyone has their own unique way of, disseminating information, especially when it comes to tarot. I see the number 6 up in the sky. That's interesting. I see the number 6, and 6 deals with the first sty. So Spirit is definitely confirming. And now I see a number 3. Very beautiful. So, and I want to show you. I don't know if you will be able to see it, because then I would have to change and rearrange the camera, and I think it will cut off. I don't know how to show you that. But anyway, that 6, like I said, is the first sty. So I feel like, I'm telling y'all this because I really want you to know, like, I appreciate those of you that have brought it to my attention. I haven't noticed, because I definitely don't watch tarot readings all day long. I literally have my channel stuck on like meditation music, binaural sounds. I listen to things like that. You know, I listen to a lot of, you know, autobiographies and things of that nature, but I don't sit around watching tarot readers because I'm a tarot reader. I don't need to listen to somebody do something that I do. So, you know, that's the way things work on my side of town. Like, that's how I do things on my side of the planet. Like, I'm not listening to you if I do we in the same, you know, lane. In my eyes, like, I don't need to listen to you. I can pull out my own cards. Or another reason is also because, you know, I'm not too fond of always looking for answers externally. I like to go within. So if there's something that I am searching for in terms of answers, I take it out to nature, as I am right now. I'm out here. This is where the downloads come from me, not from other readers or other source of information. Sometimes it can, but not all the time. So that's why I be telling y'all, like, don't be mindful. You know, it's okay to tune in and tap in, but also you have to detach from that as well, because you have to develop your own connection to source. You have to develop your own connection to Mother Gaia so that you can get the downloads that we get. You know, you may not have the cards in front of you. You could even do that. Get your cards and start utilizing your skills to start tapping into the energy. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I did. So it's just like, you know, just be mindful. I'm appreciative, like I said, of all of you who have brought it to my attention. I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate the fact that you are real ones. I'm not very surprised because you're Scorpios, and Scorpios really don't do things like everybody else. We're just a unique type of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of hate comes. That's why a lot of jealousy comes, because we don't mind other people's business like that. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just very thankful to have folks, you know, that were kind of pulling my tail, you know, pulling my coat to like what's going on. Like, yo, Q, this is what's going on in these YouTube streets. Because I don't really stay tuned into it. I really don't, because I got other things going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's very interesting, and I just want y'all to know, like, that's not integral. That's not becoming. If you call yourself someone who is a channeler or a reader or a scryer, and you're using all of these terminologies to define your gifts, then why you sounding like somebody else? It don't sound like you was ordained or chosen to do anything other than bite. You're a biter. You know what I'm talking about? You are a biter. You're not unique. You have nothing to bring to the table. Nothing new. How would you have a gift that 50,000 people on the platform have, and you doing it and sounding it just like everybody else? At least I could say I separate myself from the rest because I do things my way. I don't even like sounding like other people. I create my own words because I know that I study the etymology of words, so I don't even use words that other people use. You know what I'm saying? Just like I corrected in the earlier part of the video. I said died, and I corrected myself like, nah, I don't even like that word. Live it. Live it. Because we're living. We ain't dying. We're going to live. So you're going to live based off of the sustenance that you feed your body, that you feed your mind. You know what I'm talking about? So I said all of that to say we're going to wrap it up because it's been a nice little 17-minute conversation. We're going to do this more often. I'm going to have these little intimate moments with y'all because I want you to get familiar with me. You know, you see me in the readings, but I want you to really understand the importance of, you know, having your own identity, you know, and not feeling like you got to fit in. You know, create your own lane. That's a beautiful thing. And let other people try to come where you know, come on your side or whatever. But don't be all up in everybody else's business trying to eat what they eat. Create your own lane, do your own thing, and don't be afraid to. You know, that's the one thing I've learned in my lifetime. You're too powerful of a spirit to be trying to fit into anything. I don't even like that term, fitting in. I ain't fitting into nothing. I'm too large a life. You know what I'm talking about? So, beloveds, thank you so much for bringing it to my attention. I truly appreciate y'all. You know, I don't even want to, you know, tell y'all to send any hatred their way. I just feel like, you know, that like it real recognizes real, you know, and you know, the real is always going to shine through to me. I feel stuff like that only lasts but for so long. You could dupe people but for so long. You know what I'm saying? And we are in the times where things are topsy-turvy. So it's like, you know, the algorithms, the way they've been working lately, it's like all that fake-ish gets pushed to the front, you know, to the forefront on YouTube. And then all the real ones, the ones that really got the gifts, the ones that really have this information, the ones that are real master teachers, they sitting there with 40, 50,000 subscribers. They're barely hitting and touching those larger numbers. And that's why I don't like that term subscribe and follow, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like what it does mentally, that subconscious mind uckery that it does. So it makes you feel like you're lacking. And it's like, nah, beloved, you still have a platform where you can still talk your talk, still speak this cloth talk, still give people the food they need, the sustenance they need, you know. But I feel like they truly try to block, you know, and silence those of us, and I'm including myself in it, that have something very unique and necessary to say. You know, I feel like they intentionally block those messages. They intentionally censor those individuals, shadow ban those people, you know, because if you want to see foolery, that ish be having millions of views. When you want to get some food, these people be having 1,000 views. And ain't no way in the world people are just all rushing to the garbage. I don't believe that. I don't believe that we're that lost of a people. I don't believe that humanity is that lost, that forsaken. I really truly believe that is by design. It's no different than when, you know, during a pandemic, you got Cardi B and this broad, this tall Amazon chick talking about something about their you know, I don't even know the name of the song because I never retained that in my mental Rolodex. But it's like that ish got 100 million views. I don't believe it. I believe they really inflate these things to make us think, damn, we got to go listen. Damn, we need to go watch. We need to go be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And then when somebody dropping jewels and letting you know, like, yo, you know, prepare. You got a lot of teachers out here, master teachers, people who've been really disseminating powerful information, telling you how to really, you know, prepare for these coming days. Because we really we in Revelations right now. We in the book of Revelations, beloved. You know, you look around, you see it all around you. You know, and people are really trying to prepare you, and then they censoring them. They're blocking that information. They don't want you to know. You know, so that's why you have to search. You know, you have to dig. You gotta dive deeper. Anything on the surface, anything they pop up in your feed, trying to, you know, encourage you to watch that garbage. Like, have some self-control and like hide that channel from your channel. You know what I'm saying? Block that information. Tell them you're not interested in that garbage and just subscribe, or, you know, make an intentional decision to subscribe to things that are gonna feed your soul. You know, unsubscribe from tarot readers that you know are sounding like 50 other people that don't bring nothing new to the table. They just coming on saying the same thing over and over and over. You don't see no sign of them having no type of intuition, but they calling themselves an intuitive reader. You don't see no sign of them channeling nothing other than their own ignorance. Unsubscribe. You got to unsubscribe from things. You got to unsubscribe from things that don't resonate for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff sucks you back in. That gets you caught up in the rapture, caught up in the matrix, and you be stuck blind, deaf, dumb. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why people are all in the same boat together, you know, scratching and itching to survive. And it's like, yo, part of that is you need to, like, abandon ship. You know what I'm talking about? But I thank you all. I love you all. Remember, turn off your devices today. This is the day that the FEMA and emergency signals are going to be going off, you know, trying to incite that fear, doing whatever they do. I don't know what they're doing. So it's very important to be out here, getting all of this beautiful energy out here from Mother Gaia. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is what you need to be out here doing, beloveds. But I thank y'all so much for tuning and tapping in. Until next time, I send a big fat asheo. Ha! God got me, God got you. Most High got us. Stay tuned. Love y'all. Peace.